What's up, me? How am I doing? So, I just had a random thought like 30 seconds ago, and that has caused me to be inspired to make a video about it. Excuse me, I'm about to clear my throat. Sorry about that. So, funny story just crossed my mind. For a little context, I am a veteran of the United States Army, and I probably qualify for benefits from the Veterans Association, the VA, as we know it. And so every now and then I will come in contact with someone on Twitter who is a veteran or who has experience or a veteran advocate. Like a good friend of mine, she works for the Veterans of Foreign Wars organization. So these things happen, especially when Trump is currently bombing Iran. The sentiments about war and being a veteran, these things tend to come up in times when we are literally bombing Iran. So, please forgive me if I'm a little enthusiastic about this conversation. I only spent 27 months between Iraq and Afghanistan, so I may be slightly invested in this bullshit that's going on right now. So, it all goes back to this adventure in Paranoia land. So remember 2 months ago when I was walking around the university and I was sober, I was doing the right thing, I was making videos, I had my whole life ahead of me. I had the world at the at the tips of my fingers. You know what I'm trying to say, right? So it was during that time that my brother, Jeff, who I love more than life itself, obviously, that's when he informed me. He said, hey, my buddy so-and-so, he just got his PTSD benefits, so you should do that too. And so this is what really irks me and sends me down that rabbit hole of paranoia. Because my response was, heck yeah, that sounds amazing. Let me know what to do. Because if my brother's telling me this guy is getting benefits, 15 years after the fact, my brother's trying to tell me that I can also do this. If I go to the VA, I can also receive benefits for the stuff we experienced in the wars. But see, that's what really drives me into this rabbit hole of paranoia, because my brother is not willing to go any further than that, right? He's not willing to say, hey, Joe, these are the specific things that my friend did to get Veterans Affairs benefits. He went through this lawyer firm, or he took these exact actions. You see, like, my brother, he doesn't want to tell me anything useful, right? He just wants to tell me some vague general story about how a friend of his got benefits through the VA. And you see, this is why I will always be paranoid against Jeff and both of my brothers, but especially Jeff. I will always be paranoid against them because it's impossible to trust them for me. And I'm not saying they're liars. I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm not saying that they are wrong. For all I know, they are right. But for me, it's a kink in my emotional armor that my brother is willing to tell me that this guy has figured out how to receive benefits from the VA But then he's not also willing to tell me exactly what to do. Which is fine. I mean, that's his right. I'm not entitled to Jeff giving me all the answers in the world. But if you think about it, why would he not just want to tell me the specific things that his friend did that caused him to receive this monetary benefit? Why would my brother refrain from telling me this? You know what I'm saying? And so I just have to be paranoid and think that he intentionally refrained from not giving me specific instructions because he's too busy being stuck up over the idea that someday I'm going to be drinking again. So like I said, we had this conversation while I was sober. You see, now I'm not sober, so, Jeff won't even, he wouldn't even piss on me to put out a fire because he knows I'm drinking. But when I'm sober, I get fed all this inspirational stuff. Hey, my friend just got benefits from the VA. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if the entire story itself is a lie. Some bullshit to just try to make me feel better. Some Hallmark card fucking nonsense, bro. Like, it's crazy. And I shouldn't be feeling this passionate. And so that's why, I'm not in contact with them. And that's fine. I want them, and I'm not being a smart ass when I say this, I want them to succeed and be happy. Absolutely. That's what I want. I want them to be happy and successful. And I also want myself to be happy. And so if I'm the one creating all these mental problems in my mind when it comes to them, then even if I'm wrong, I still should refrain from contacting them. Unless one of us is like literally about to die in the hospital or, something extreme. But just in general life, I just take a break from my brothers, man, because I cause them problems and I create problems in my own mind because of them. I'm not condemning them or saying they did anything with intent or malice. I definitely don't believe they did anything with malice, but I just fundamentally cannot trust them. Hey man, my friend's getting benefits from the VA. Oh, that's cool. How'd he do it? Crickets. It's like, why would you not tell me the literal thing that I need to do? So now I'm having conversations with random people on Twitter trying to hook me up with law firms to help me get my benefits that I think I am entitled to. I honestly think I am entitled to the benefits because I have a combat action badge. I am on paper for having been in engagements with the enemy on the battlefield, so of course I'm worthy of benefits. I mean, that's crazy. If we're gonna blow $1 trillion on a war with Iran, then surely they can blow a couple million on me. Probably not even a couple million, a couple thousands, okay? Just a monthly income. So I can just sit here and pay rent and just sit on my ass for the rest of my life. Because even though I understand the value of having a job, I have earned my right to sit on my ass because of my service. And the fact that we're going to war again just proves it. If my service was so meaningless, then why is it happening again? So yeah, I deserve some VA benefits. And it just pisses me off that my brother brags about how he knows someone who is getting VA benefits, but doesn't bother to tell me the exact instructions. Like, I just don't understand that, because if I was him and he was me, I would be bending over backwards trying to tell him exactly what to do. I would be questioning my friend who just got the benefits. I'd be like, hey man, my brother might also qualify for these benefits, so please tell me what to tell him so he can know exactly what to do. See, my brother doesn't do that. It's because there's this whole like status thing where he thinks he's better than me, and he is a father, and he has a family. He's in a long-term marriage, so he clearly is a better person than me. You know, if you look at the big picture, you know, he's a father, for crying out loud. Of course, I don't have no kids. I've never been married. You know, I'm just a drunk sitting here bumming it out. So sure, of course, he is a better person than me. By every measure. Except for looks, maybe, you know. I'm pretty sure I'm better looking in the face. Nah, I'm just kidding. He's handsome as fuck. I don't know what I'm trying to say, man. I just felt passionate. But hey, man, ever since I found Jesus a couple weeks ago, I can think all of this stuff without being mad about it. I don't have to text them. I don't have to feel like, you know, it's an injustice that they're not texting me. Like, it's very peaceful where I'm coming from, very serene. I'm so happy and so grateful for where I'm at in my life. You know, no one could ask for a better situation than this. A king of the past could not ask for a better situation than this. I am in my own domicile, my own kingdom, with my bed, which is on a bed frame, you know, with my food and my clothes and the roof over my head. I can't complain, but, you know, this is all just between me and you anyway, future Joe. You know, we used to get mad at the brothers, man, but there's no more anger because they didn't do anything wrong. And I know that this is all in my head. Look at this, I'm almost 13 minutes into this video, which is basically me having a conversation with myself about my brothers. And I seriously doubt they've had a conversation with themselves this deep about it, because it's really not that deep, bro, as they say, right? It's really not that deep. So you just have to struggle, I just have to struggle with whatever the things that I find meaning in my life. And I'm not trying to play a victim. Again, I have to reiterate this because people always tell me that I'm trying to play the victim. And so if everyone tells me that, then I mean, obviously there's got to be some truth to it. But I'm telling you, I am not playing the victim, or at least I don't think I'm playing the victim consciously. If you want to say I'm subconsciously playing the victim, that's fair game, but I don't think I am a victim. I know that I am reaping what I sowed, and that, you know, I made a lot of decisions in my adult life that led to the outcome of what today is, and that's great. I totally accept it. I don't blame nobody, like nobody. Alright, I guess I'll shut up. I didn't know this video was gonna go for 14 minutes. I must have been blabbling some bullshit. Alright, I'll talk to me later.